Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Axe Japan, and welcome to the new studio. I'm super happy. I hope you like how the videos look from now on. If you haven't seen it already, I should have already posted a kind of studio upgrade video so you can see the process of how it all came together, and you'll see a bit more of the room and stuff like that. Yeah, I hope you enjoy that. I wanted to just do a kind of sit down video. Whenever I think of video ideas to do, I think about what I would like to hear, back from you guys, on the same subject. So I thought it'd be really interesting to sort of just talk about how I got into the whole Japanese music scene, because it's been a while now. And I'd like to hear, some of your guys' stories as well. So before I get into it, just a little bit of background, just to set the scene, I guess. So I left secondary school 2001. I went to Glasgow to study for a while. Was in numerous bands, fun, but nothing really came of anything. I was in one band that were signed to, a small kind of independent label, which sounds impressive, but we didn't really do a whole lot. We had a vinyl out and stuff, and we did a bit of touring. That was fun, but I was playing bass in that band. It wasn't really something I was totally invested in. And yeah, it just got to the point kind of mid 2000s where I got a bit sick of the city. So I decided to come back here and, work on a solo project called Sleep Parade that I'd been working on for a while to do basically the third album. And also just a break from the city, basically. I just needed to get away. Although that kind of left all my friends down there, so I was up here pretty much on my own. So this is the days of like MySpace and MSN and stuff. So I got to talking to people online. Then I started talking to someone, and they talking about music and stuff. They sent me some songs from an anime called Ghost in the Shell. The first song that really stands out to me, and the first song I would sort of like class as my sort of introduction to Japanese music, was from the Ghost in the Shell soundtrack. It would be a song that Gabriella Robin sings. I don't know what the song title is in Japanese, but that song was just insanely awesome to me. There was also an Italian singer who did a song on the soundtrack. I can't remember these names just now. I'll put them right there. And she did a song called Where Does the Ocean Go? That song is just absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you've heard it, but I will put it down below. I'll probably make a playlist of all these songs that I mentioned so you can kind of follow my journey once you've watched this video. So that soundtrack kind of struck a chord with me, and it kind of got me interested in watching some more animes. So I think there was an anime that was basically the anime that I started watching. I wasn't hugely into anime at the time. I'd seen little bits here and there, but wasn't like I wasn't super into it or anything. So I started watching Naruto. That was the one that was recommended to me. And I think while I was watching the first, Naruto had just kind of started. And while I was watching the first season, someone sent me a song by Ruratia. The song was Hallelujah. And when I heard that, that was the first time I'd really heard someone sing in Japanese. And she had such a beautiful voice. And the music had heavy guitars, and it had strings, and it was just insanely beautiful, and just the way she sang it was so delicate and just amazing. I was kind of blown away. So I was just like, oh my God, I didn't realize how beautiful the Japanese language was to sing in. And then I think shortly after that, while I was watching Naruto, the second season, I see this intro that had the song Haruka Canada by Asian Kung Fu Generation. And that song, just like, I loved it so much. So I looked up all their stuff, and then I think I found some stuff by Art School. And then Art School ended up becoming like one of my favorite bands of all time. That's just like how amazing it was. Then the spark was there. So I kind of maybe started looking on Facebook for some more stuff. And then I came across this artist page for a band called Trap Nest. And the songs they had just had like 4 songs. Back in MySpace, they used to have songs actually on the page. And they were just amazing. I just like, they really struck a chord with me. Like musically, were just like totally my thing. The singer had an amazing voice. So I wrote to them. I was like, do you guys have like a CD or something I can buy? I didn't really get a reply. I think I just got a kind of basic, like, thanks for listening reply. It wasn't until later that I found out that like that band is actually a fictional band. A fictional band from an anime called Nana. So basically I'll talk more about Nana in an upcoming video when I talk about my top 5 anime soundtracks. But the basic premise of Nana is we have these two rival bands, the Black Stones and Trap Nest. Uh, the awesome thing is that the bands were real. Well, not real, but the artists were real. So the singer of the Black Stones was Anna Tsuchiya, and the singer of Trap Nest was Olivia Lukin. And they were both artists in their own right, and they both like pretty much resemble, the characters in the anime. So by discovering that, I discovered more songs by, the soundtrack and the Black Stone stuff, and that was just amazing. That just like kind of that was life changing for me. Just hearing those songs, I listened to them so much. And then I discovered Anna Tsuchiya. And then from there, I discovered that she, was an artist. She basically had a project with a quite famous guitarist called Kaz. I can't remember exactly what band he was in. I'll put it there. And then I discovered their project called Spin Aqua. And I managed to download a copy of that album. I remember it so well because we were painting this house basically, and I had this little MP3 player, and I put the album on that MP3 player, and I just listened to that album over and over again. That was the first Japanese album I got completely obsessed with, and just had it on repeat all the time. Still one of my favorite albums to this day, Pisces by Spin Aqua. I'll definitely put some songs from that in the playlist, but yeah, I just love Anna's voice, and I all her solo stuff since then. Even though it did get a bit more poppy, less my thing towards the end, it was still really good. And Olivia's stuff, all her stuff is just insanely good too. So, I still listen to both of them on a regular basis. And then round about this time, I also discovered that there was a website called Last FM, which kind of did the same thing that Spotify did, where, if you look at an artist's profile, it'll give you recommendations on, what other artists you might like, or, ones that sound similar to that. So using that website, I found so many bands like off of Anna, off of Olivia, off of Art School. It was mainly indie bands. I found like dance things like Imi. Too many to even think of now. I'm just drawing a blank. That website just like opened this whole like floodgate of like bands and artists that I just didn't even know existed. And it was like, I don't know, it was like Christmas. It was like finding like this whole like world of music that I'd never knew existed before. And now I get to just dive into it all and just like discover all new. It's just like, oh, it's so cool. So yeah, and then maybe skip a few years later, and then I didn't really get into much of the metal Japanese music until I maybe watched Death Note, and then I discovered Maximum the Hormone. They had a song, the second intro song, "What's Up People," and that song just like completely blew my mind. Those of you who watch Death Note will know what I'm talking about, but yeah, it just hits you like a ton of bricks. So I was just like, who's this band? They sound like System of a Down, and like, but they're Japanese, and like they're like the Red Hot Chili Peppers as well. It's crazy. So yeah, and then from there, I think maybe I discovered Bloodstained Child. Yeah, so not too much metal stuff. And then one day I used to, because basically I moved back to Glasgow, and then I used to take the train up here for work. It was like a 3-hour commute. So I used to go into the newsagents and look through Krang magazine. And I saw an article that had these 3 little Japanese girls like in kimonos called Baby Metal. And they were like, saying they were like a metal, like fusion band basically. So like I instantly, grabbed a coffee and looked them up on YouTube. And the first song I heard was Megitsune. And I was just like, I was blown away. That was kind of another life-changing moment. Yeah, it really was. I was just absolutely like floored. I was just like, this is so cool. It's just insane. I instantly sent it to my brother and other people and stuff. And then, yeah, I just got hooked on them. And then, they were my first Japanese artist concert in London at the Forum. First time they were in London. And I've seen them, 5 times since then, basically. So, yeah. And that's, again, and then that sparked the whole, going to Japanese gigs. And I discovered that, Japanese acts do actually come to London to play. And it's actually not that bad. It's not that expensive for me to get to London, taking the bus and stuff overnight. And then I went to Bright Ear, and then I met a whole bunch of people that I still see at all the gigs that I go to now. And yeah, awesome group of people, and really cool to be part of that community as well. So yeah, it's a growing Japanese, music loving community, which is super cool to be part of. And that's pretty much everything. I'm always looking out for new things. Spotify is really cool for discovering new bands. Again, animes are great for discovering new things. But I do find I always go back to the first things that I discovered. The Ghost in the Shell soundtrack, Nana, Art School. All those bands. They all have a real special place in my heart, and I'm sure you guys have artists like that you feel that way about too. Yeah, so that's it. That's basically my story, guys, of how I got into the Japanese music scene. I would absolutely love to hear how you guys discovered it, and the process of discovering like all the new bands and stuff. Was it like me? Did you, kind of just like get totally mind blown by this world of like new music that you just never knew existed? Or is it just like a more gradual thing? It'd be really cool to find out. Thank you guys so much for watching. The next video will probably be the new Band Maid cover. I think I've practiced that enough now, so I just need to get filming it. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I look forward to reading your comments. And what do you think of the new studio? What do you think of the new setup? That is it. So thanks guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, also hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And I shall see you in the next one. Thank you guys, and good night. See you later. Bye.